20,000 people from 140 states gathered together in the south of France where the World Water Forum was opened. According to the UN, 1 in 10 inhabitants of our planet suffers from lack of pure water. Rachel, the name of a 9-year-old schoolgirl from the USA who died in a car accident, was spoken of very often at today's forum. Thousands of people, parched with thirst, received help due to this girl. In these photos, Rachel is almost 9 and she has a dream: to celebrate her 9th birthday like never before. It so happened that the leader of a welfare institution came to her city of Seattle to give a lecture. He was standing on stage and was speaking of how his organization deals with the lack of pure water in the poorest countries. And somewhere in the darkness of the hall was sitting Rachel. She saw the video in which hundreds of worn-down people drank the water from pools and swamps with worms and dirt for the first time in her life. She discovered 4,500 children are dying daily from virulent diseases because of this water, the equivalent of 10 huge aircrafts filled with boys and girls crashing daily. Rachel decided to save them. One method of help which was invented by our organization is to present money for a birthday. In other words, instead of celebrating ourselves on our birthday, we suggest celebrating others. Rachel created a web page at the website of the welfare institution with the help of her mother, where she asked everyone who knew her not to present her with dolls and dresses for her birthday party, but to offer the money for children in need. She wanted to collect $300 in order to give access to pure water for 15 people. She only received enough donations for 11 people. Rachel was very upset. Her birthday had passed. Her page was closed. In several weeks, this news traveled around America. During that time, there was a crash involving 20 cars on the highways in Seattle. Rachel was with her family in one of those cars.
I approached the mother and she was hysterical, obviously, because her 2 kids were in the back.
Dozens of people involved in this accident survived. It was only Rachel who went to the hospital with multiple fractures of the backbone. The doctors were powerless. At the church which Rachel attended, hundreds of parishioners prayed for the dead girl. In order to make an unfulfilled child's dream come true, they asked philanthropists to reopen Rachel's page.
Her heart was bigger than this room, and she always gave whatever she had and then would continue to give more.
Getting wind of the tragedy, Scott Harris, the person whose lecture touched Rachel some time ago, reopened her page on the internet. He never met this girl from Seattle who had stood in line to ask him questions. The line was too long and her mother was in a hurry. Now he observed strange things on the webpage with Rachel's last desire daily. Money was gathered. Almost all of Rachel's church donated. More than $100,000 were collected within days. Then it spilled over to all of Seattle. $300,000, $400,000? Many thousand people from all over the world wrote many thousands of touching letters on Rachel's page. The story continued to develop. Children from different countries shook out their money boxes and asked parents to transfer money to Rachel's account. As a result, we managed to collect $1,200,000 in total. It was enough to save not 15, but 60,000 people. Her mother, who had not recovered after the loss of her child, had been making TV appearances with increasing frequency to thank everyone for the generosity. By that time, the audience was already familiar with the unusual story of Rachel. How she grew braids and cut them off twice in order to make wigs for children cancer patients. And how after her death in the accident, her organs had saved the lives of another person.
And I'm grateful is like an understatement. I'm just blown away by the overwhelming love and support and the response that we've gotten from it.
Rachel's parents are being invited to stadium after stadium and are met with standing ovations. Do you know what we will do on the anniversary of Rachel's death? Together with her mother, we shall move from one African village to another, and another, and another. Where there is water already thanks to Rachel, and where there will soon be more. It is possible to drill wells in 253 settlements using the collected funds. Thus, the death of one person made all of humanity look back at something. What is really important? When the girl's parents are passing beside the dotted cross, they would like to think that somewhere their Rachel is smiling now. Rachel has inspired us to create such a project, and now you can also help do a good deed with all your heart.